Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. My name is Eiman Iskandar Putra and my metric number is 68215. So for the executive summary, basically KPM granted our charity 100,000 for IT project within a 6-month length. And the IT project involved Google Apps training for 100 secondary school teacher, and the primary purpose of this initiative is to train instructor to use accessibility Google App for teaching and learning. For brief introduction, basically in this age of today, teacher educator are supposed to have skill in using Google hosted app. Problem, opportunity in general, we may face some problem among teachers who still want to maintain the old learning method. And financial plan, to narrow it down, we may simply evaluate 3 options for our client: maintaining the core status, purchasing a software package from Google such as Google Meet or Google Drive, or developing a new solution. And last one is the initiative major goals is to train teacher to use accessibility Google Apps for teaching and learning.
For DSC LaCasaDePapel project, the DSC defined the phases and deliverable for our project. Now we can subdivide the project work into lower level of detail or component that represent a verifiable product, service or result. After a team meeting, let's say that we have identified and discussed several activities that we need to do in order to produce the test result document. Firstly, review the test plan with the client so that the key stakeholders are clear as to what we will be testing, how we will conduct the test, and when the test will be carried out. This review may be done as a courtesy or because we need specific support from the client's organization, and therefore must inform them when the support will be required. After we have informed the client that we will test the system, we basically carry out the test outline in the test plan. Once we have collected the test result, we need to analyze them. After we analyze the result, we will need to summarize them in the form of the report and presentation to the client. If all goes well, then the client will approve or sign off on the test result. Then we can move on the implementation. Implementation phase of our project. If all does not go well, we need to address and fix any problems. Keep in mind that the test phase is not complete just because we have developed a test plan and created a test report. The client will sign off on the test result only if the system meets certain predetermined quality standard.
Hi, my name is Mohammad Azim bin Abdul Karim with the matrix number of 73244. On this video, I'm going to present on Module 1, Learning Cycle. As you can see, these are the challenges and problems that we face in our project. First, budgeting issues. Second, inadequate risk management. Third is the limited engagement of stakeholders. After that, we also have opportunities, which is it is absolutely necessary to adopt a proper budgeting procedure and make realistic assumptions to avoid cost overruns. Then, the job of every project manager is to come up with the alternate plans to the team may adopt if the project begins to spiral out of control. After that, we also have to invite our client and other stakeholders to our project management tool so that they can actively participate in shaping the project and providing feedbacks. After that, I would like to explain about the action plan. As you can see here, in our action plan, we have objective 1 and objective 2. Each of action has assigned to our project members. And besides that, we also have the end date, which is the deadline of each of every action to be done. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Hazim Osman. I will present my part, starting by MOV summary. MOV summary is the goal of the project, and it used to define the value that your project will bring to your client. For our project, within 6-month training period, the teacher will go through 3 months of intensive training and will be evaluated at the end of the 3 months. Over the next 3 months, they will apply that they have learned in the real world classes where we will evaluate their proficiency, the quality of delivery, and the problem they face, and finally evaluate the effectiveness of the training session.
My name is Ezekeil Jalin, metric number 69657. This is the project summary of our Module 1. So our project focuses on a 6 months Google Apps training program for teachers. So we are targeting 100 secondary school teachers in Kota Kedondong. We'll be giving them training that focuses on using Google Apps for classes. So why Google Apps? It's free and it's cloud-based. Challenges are they will need internet access, and throughout the 6 months we will monitor the performance of the teachers who are our participants. So the measurable organizational value or desired area of impact is to make online learning experience better and to make it easier for everyone involved, because hybrid learning will be a reality in the future. And the desired value of project is teachers will be able to use the tools in Google Apps effectively. Online learning will have the same quality or better with physical classes. With hybrid learning becoming a reality, online learning may potentially be the primary mode of delivery. So the metrics we've chosen are within a 6 months period. The first 3 months will focus on features and workings of Google Apps. The next 3 months will be a practical session where teachers will use the skills learned in this training program to teach their own classes. So the proficiency of using the apps, quality of delivery, problems arising, students' reception, and effectiveness of the training will be monitored. So the time frame for our project is the first 3 months we have intensive training, and on the third month we'll have an exam to evaluate their training. So the next 3 months, which is the 4th, 5th, and 6th month, we will have them teach in a real class setting. We will evaluate their proficiency using the apps, quality, problems, and students and teachers' reception. So also in the 6 months, we'll be evaluating the effectiveness of the training program. So in summary, teachers will go through 6 months of training. First 3 months will be intensive training, and in the third month there will be an exam. The final 3 months will be a practical experience. Teachers will use their skills in real classes. Their performance will be evaluated over the course of the final 3 months to evaluate the training program effectiveness based on metrics discussed earlier. So that's all for the measurable organizational value.
Okay. For part 2, for the introduction, to narrow it down, we may simply evaluate 3 options for our client. First is maintaining the status quo, purchasing a software package from Google such as Google Meet or Google Drive, and developing a new solution. Okay, the project's MOV, we narrow down 5 project MOV, which is desired area of impact, desired value of project, metric, set time frame for achieving the MOV. Last but not least is MOV summary. Okay, this is a list of the resource needed to complete the project. Okay, so people which is programmer, sponsor, system architect, project manager. This is people who keep involved in this project. And technology we use such as computer and software such as Google Mail and Google Photo, telephone, all-in-one printer, and Wi-Fi router like that. So for facilities, we use office space for the team to come and work each day by of the work week, and others such as training for employees to understand work process. And
5 risk identification network, owner and strategy description. The first risk identification framework in conceptualize and initialize. The risk identified is the project goal and requirement are not sufficiently defined. The owner of the risk is client. The strategy is prepare a business case to mitigate risk if it's not already provided and ensure that the purpose is well defined. If the risk materialize, it should be escalated to the project board along with the risk assessment of runaway costs. Next, develop project charter and plan. The risk identified is the budget and schedule are being slashed. The owner of this risk is project manager, and the strategy, there is no way to avoid the danger. If the risk materialize, the project manager must revise the scope, schedule and budget of the project. As a result, the project's value will change. Next, risk identifier framework in execute and control. The risk identified is a critical member of the project team is resigning. The owner of the risk is project manager. The strategy description is to mitigate risk or to respond effectively if a risk occur. Prepare a backup person, one or two people who have nearly the same skill as the team's key member and who can quickly and effectively pick up the work or task. Next is close project. The risk identified is schedule were not adhered to. The owner of the risk is project manager. The strategy is to minimize the risk, utilize scheduling workshop and work breakdown structure to ensure that the project plan is as precise as possible. Additionally, utilizing Gantt chart and baseline monitoring to detect early schedule slippage and help mitigate risk. The last risk identify framework in evaluate project success. The risk identified is failed to provide the anticipated business value and return on investment. Owner of the risk is project manager, and the strategy is the project manager should understand the vision, be clear about the project business value, evangelize the vision and business to the project team, foster a team environment conducive to effectively delivering value, and finally, measure the realization of the business value.
Hi, in this video, I'm going to present on the work breakdown structure, which is WBS for LaCasaDePapel IT project. As you can see, our project manager is Mr. Hazim Osman, and our estimation for this project need to be done is in 12 weeks. As it has been listed here, these are the task title and the task owner, which is we have been assigned to each of group members to do their task. Each of the tasks has also the start date and the due date. So each of the tasks has a period of time need to be done. You can see on the work breakdown structure here how does the task has been done. Thank you.
For the comparison of alternative, I'll explain the total cost ownership. There is three alternatives, which is maintain status quo, purchase a software package, and build a custom system. In this table shows how we use the alternative based on cost ownership of our group project.
My name is Ezekeil Jalin, metric number 69657, and I'll be talking about the project critical path in our module 2. So our project has only one critical path, so the tasks can be scheduled to be run concurrently to save time. So why we do critical path analysis? Because it helps to analyze tasks that can be run concurrently to ensure the project is on schedule. Also helps us to allocate resources effectively. So our project has over-allocated resources in the system design process. The solution is to reduce this allocation, creating new software by using ready-made software, which is Google Cloud Services. Because we are focusing on Google Apps, so we don't really need to make new systems. So we reallocate the resources to implementation and testing process. So in summary, this module has made us to put the vision in module 1, put into planning in this module. So the project schedule was made by identifying the processes needed based on the use case diagram. So by exposing us to the work breakdown schedule helps us to keep the project on track and helps us to optimize our resource allocation. Thank you.
For the total cost of ownership, we estimate and calculate based on formula given. For the maintain the status quo, we multiply our manually with total week based on the school day. For purchases, we calculate total cost of consultant plus setup plus training. For build custom system, we multiply our rate, number of apps, and number of our training. For the total benefit of ownership, the maintained status quo will increase high value work. And then the purchase software package will be improving and more accurate. And lastly, for the build custom system, the software become more easier to use.
So for part 3 is side by side comparison of the budget. We can see here our original budget is 100k, and for our revised budget, which is 99.863k, and there the difference slightly different actually between original and revised, which is only 137 ringgit. Our differences. So the different in percent, actually we use the formula different overall over the original budget times by 100, so we got 0.137%. That's all.
Hello, my name is Mohammad Syafiq Izzuan bin Sabri. My matrix number is 72355. For the brief introduction, the IT project requires 100 high school teachers to receive Google Apps training. The primary objective of this initiative is to train instructors on how to use Google Apps for teaching and learning. Essentially, in this sophisticated age, educators and teachers should be able to use Google hosted apps. This is because the method of instruction will be more straightforward and effective. Additionally, with this program, we will undoubtedly provide the best in the information technology era. This is because it will make learning method easier and more effective. Additionally, the existence of this program ensure that we will always do our best in the face of the information age. It inhibits social interaction and does not always stimulate the intellect. Our team name is LaCasaDePapel, and our team member first we have Eiman Iskandar Putra bin Taharazlan. His role is founder and his responsibility are maintain a team schedule, assign responsibilities, facilitate discussion and supervise team member. Next we have Mohamed Hazim Osman. His role is lead IT consultant. His responsibilities are ensure the daily management of client project and analyze and review proposal from the team. Next, we have Ezekeil, Jalin, Anak, Freddy, Jalin. His role is senior marketing researcher, and his responsibilities are conduct and track specific activity to accomplish project goal and review correct processes and procedure to ensure data quality. Next, we have Mohammad Shafiq Izzuan bin Sabri. His role is IT consultant. His responsibilities are diagnosing IT system problem, inefficiencies and weakness, and producing detailed report on the efficiency of the technology. And the last, we have Muhammad Azim bin Abdul Karim. His role is computer system analyst. His responsibilities are consult with client, analyze cost and benefits, and the last is train user.
Hi, my name is Ezekeil Jalin, and this is the conversion strategy from our module 3. So the chosen strategy is direct cutover method. So this is the most simple and most direct method. So why we chose this is because trainees will have familiarity with Microsoft Office programs, which are Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Teams, and etc. So Google Apps are pretty much similar, so it will be a straightforward process to transition from one to another. They have similar processes, similar workflow. But the advantage of transitioning to Google ecosystem will be cost reduction, because Google Apps are free and Microsoft will have an annual license, which is either bought by individual or the organization. And also Google ecosystem is more accessible to students as it is free. So why didn't we choose parallel conversion? Well, of course, it's the next best option, but it requires training personnel to be adept at both Microsoft and Google ecosystem. So this incurs additional costs by training, certification, and the software. So the difference in system is not big enough to warrant the additional cost. So it is more profitable to train clients in Google Apps from the start instead of training personnel in Microsoft and Google. Also, why didn't we choose face conversion? It's mostly the same reason why we didn't choose parallel conversion, and it also drastically lengthens our schedule and it incurs more operational costs as it is longer. So that's all for our conversion strategy. Thank you.
Hi, on Module 3, I would like to present on project closure checklist and the project evaluation. As you can see, these are the checklist description. Every project must have their own project closure checklist in order to make sure every step being taken is properly done. The most important thing about having a project closure checklist is so that the project will work smoothly as has been planned. Then, for the project evaluation part, LaCasaDePapel company ensure that within 12 weeks, almost all of the trained teachers will be able to use our system for teaching and learning. Besides that, the system will have a significant impact on the future of online learning. We believe that the beginning with this project can help the instructor and the progressing students on online learning. That's all from me. Thank you.